Hello guys, me again. Great news for those of you who play Demon Hunters. Demon Hunters are getting a substantial buff, guys, in the next main patch, which is awesome. Remember guys, all this information is subject to change, okay? But generally when Blizzard start changing stuff like this, they don't normally go back. And Demon Hunters, if this goes live, they're gonna be sick basically. They're gonna be really, really good. They gain a substantial damage increase. All this information is from DiabloFans.com. Thank you, Diablo fans. Okay, guys, let's go through the new abilities and stuff. It's really cool. Okay, Thriller Hunt. It's gone from 7 seconds to 6 seconds now. Your next skill, the cost hatred, will immobilize now all enemies hit for 2 seconds, and it's changed from just your targets. It's now an AOE route basically. AOE immobilize for 2 seconds. It's pretty cool. Okay, Vengeance is exactly the same. Call the Weak. Call the Weak, guys, has been increased from 15% damage to 20% damage. So that's pretty cool. Another little buff there. Okay, Brooding. Okay, Brooding's been changed. Used to be gain 2% of your maximum life, and now it's been gained to 1.5 life regen. So it's gone down slightly. For every second you stay in motion, it's stacking up to 3 times. Okay, that's pretty cool actually. So it stacks up to 3 times. That's pretty good. 4.5 life regen on Brooding when you're staying still. So if they put a sort of some decent tanky build back into Demon Hunter, this would be quite viable to keep you up actually. It's pretty interesting. Okay. Hot Pursuit is exactly the same. It's just a little typo change they've done there. Let's have a look. Okay. Okay, let's have a look at this. Okay, so change archery. Gain a bonus to the weapon type. At the moment, live bow does an extra 15% damage. They've changed that to 8% increased damage. I know what you're thinking, oh shit, they've nerfed this, but you'll find out a bit later. The main abilities have been boosted up loads, absolutely tons. So overall, you will have a significant damage boost. Okay, crossbow. Okay, crossbow hasn't been changed. So you still get 50% critical hit damage for crossbow. So that's the main one really, because everyone pretty much uses manacles and things like that, which is good. And hand crossbow has been changed from 10 crit chance to 5 crit chance. And the second hand crossbow now does 1 hatred regen. Okay, so that's a bit better. It's pretty cool. Okay, numbing traps. The baseline of it is still the same actually. Slower hit, blah 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 blah. Yeah, exactly the same. Perfectionist. blah blah blah. Restaurant, okay, by 10%. Okay, so it's just a little typo thing, so it's pretty much exactly the same. Custom engineering, okay. Okay, so what they've done with custom engineering? Centuries 0 and special okay. Grader, okay, so they've changed this. Increase the damage of grenades by 20%, increase the explosion size by grenades by 40% from 10%. So the grenades now, guys, do a substantial big AoE, which is pretty cool. And upon death, you drop a giant grenade that explodes for currently is 450, and it goes up to 1,000 weapon damage as fire. It's pretty cool. You just drop a giant grenade that hits for 1,000% of weapon damage. That's pretty cool, actually. Boom. Okay, sharpshooter. Okay, they've increased sharpshooter. At the moment, you gain 3% critical chance every second. It's gone up to 4%, so you can ramp up a bit quicker. So that's pretty cool. Ballistics is another buff, guys. One that increases the damage of your rockets. Currently on live, it's 50, and they've increased it to 100%, so it's an extra 50% damage, which is really nice. Okay, in addition, you have a 20% chance to fire homing rocket, for 150% weapon damage when you attack. So yeah, they've increased the damage of this quite substantially. Okay, multi-shot cost has gone from down from 30 hatred to 25. Fire a massive volley of arrows, dealing. So they've buffed this as well. Ammo is 165%. Weapon damage has gone up to 220, so that's better. Okay, and the runes for multi-shot. Okay, so volley has been increased from 215 to 286 damage. So that's good. Full broadside is increased as well, 215 to 286. Burst fire. Each time you fire, you generate a shot pulse that damages nearby enemies within 12 yards from 65 to 200% weapon damage. So that's substantial. Burst fire is going to be quite good actually. A shock pulse. This sounds pretty good actually, especially for 200% weapon damage. Because all these runes here were never used. No one ever used them. I never used them on my Demon Hunter either. Okay, Arsenal. Each time you fire, you launch 3 rockets at nearby enemies that each deal. So they've increased that as well. Arsenal's gone up from 60% to 200 weapon damage. That's pretty cool. That's fire damage. Fire at will. Okay, so still the same reduced cost of 15 hatred. Multi-shot damage turns to lightning bolts. Okay, so that's pretty much the same. Okay, suppression fire. Gain 1 discipline for each enemy hit. 6 discipline. You can gain a maximum of 6 discipline per multi-shot. That's pretty much the same then. It's still pretty good. Okay, fan of knives. They've got rid of 2 seconds of the cooldown. It's now gone from 10 seconds to 8 seconds. Knives that spin around you, dealing 320, which is the same. But they've increased the yards, guys, by double. It used to be 10. I know it's up to 20 yards around you. That's quite massive, actually. 20 yards is from 10 to 20 is pretty massive. That's pretty cool. And does the usual slow as well. Okay, throw knives and spar around you, dealing 5 positions. So okay, so increase the yard radius there as well on yours. Less than 2 seconds. Okay, crimson. Hail on knives to remove the cooldown, but as a 30-second hatred cost. Oh right, okay, that's pretty interesting. They've got rid of the cooldown for crimson, but just added a 30 hatred cost. So as long as you've got the hatred, you can smash the skirt as much as you can. That's interesting, because they've changed that quite a bit. 30 hatred cost, so if you've got a load of power, you can dump your hatred into this and just burst out loads of knives. It's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. Okay, assassin knives, still the same. Yeah, it's still the same. Fan of daggers. Fan of daggers has been increased from 65 to 100% weapon damage there. It doesn't stun anymore, now it does knockback. Okay. Crippling razors has been renamed to pinpoint accuracy. Double the damage, but increased the cooldown to 12 seconds. It's not too bad. Okay, retaliate. Looks like they haven't renamed that yet. Is it called bladed armor now? Forges within the instruction to gain 30% additional armor force. Okay, that's pretty cool. I like this. This is pretty cool, guys. The Demon Hunter, 30% additional armor. Because we all know when you play Demon Hunter, you're going to be a bit squishy, aren't you? You have to rely on gloom to keep yourself up. But that's pretty cool, though. That's pretty cool. Gain additional 30% armor for 4 seconds. I like that. It's pretty cool. 30% armor is massive, to be honest. Okay, Bolus shot. Let's have a look. Baseline rune is still exactly the same. Volatile explosives has increased the explosion radius from 0 to 20 yard AoE now. Volatile explosives has got a significant buff there. It's pretty cool. Acid strike is the same. Thunderball is the same. Imminent doom is the same as well. Oh no, Imminent Doom's got a slight buff as well. This Imminent Doom's got an AoE as well, an extra 14 yards AoE. So we're seeing a lot of AoE yard radius explosions basically. It's like the Demon Hunter is going to be basically like a bloody mortar cannon. And it sounds pretty cool, man. I can't wait to go live and see what happens. Okay, Tangling Shot is the same. That's the same. Shot Collar is the same. Justice Surf is the same. Generator 6, okay. Bounty Hunter. Okay, this one's not been implemented yet. Chance of tooltips skills not yet implemented. So there's a mystery one there. That's not been updated yet, which you'll find out. Okay. Okay, Vault. New Traffic weight that deals 300% weapon damage for 3 seconds. Acrobatics, medicinal cost adds an 8-second cooldown. Okay, so change that. It's gone from 10 seconds to 8 seconds, so acrobatics is a little bit better now. Okay, when vaulting, you shoot 4 arrows. How else it was shot, so guaranteed critical hits. Okay, so that's pretty cool. They've changed. Oh no, they just tooltip that, so that's pretty much the same rattling roll. Okay, Spike Trap. Usual 30 hatred cost. After 1.2 seconds, it has 2 seconds explode free. Okay, so that's new then. This Spike Traps, guys, the base rune has been changed. You know it has a 2-second rearming time, but it can explode up to 3 times. So no more one exploding, it just disappears. It can explode up to 3 times, and now deals 200% weapon damage. That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool actually. I quite like that. I think this could be quite handy, especially if you get multiple explosions. So if you can keep your hatred up. You know, there's those hatred generation builds you can do with Mark for Death, so you could this could be quite viable. Okay, let's look at the runes, what they've changed then. Okay, long fuse increases the arm in real timing by from 2 to 3 seconds. Okay, so the arming time's gone up, but increased the weapon damage from. So that's been nerfed slightly. It's currently live 371. They've changed it to 270. But remember, guys, you're now getting 270 times 3 because it can explode up to 3 times. So I know there's a bit of a nerf there on the initial hit, but because it can explode multiple times, you're actually gaining DPS, which is good. Okay, Echoing Blast, increase the damage to 240. So it's been slightly changed, gets a slight nerf there. So that's been changed slightly, 240 in terms of damage of poison. Okay, Sticky Trap. Let's have a look. 2 seconds, bomb explodes in. Okay, that's a quite substantial drop in DPS there. 404 to 280. But remember, again, it can blast up to 3 times. So overall, you're going to gain more DPS. And they changed the range of it from 16 yards to 8 yards. Remember, guys, these are alpha notes, so this can all change. Okay, and scatter, lay free traps. Okay, he just plays in free traps. Lightning rod. Lightning rod has damage reduced a little bit, but again, you can have 3 procs and chain lightning everyone around you. Pretty cool though. Okay, grenades, guys, has been changed. Currently, it throws out 3 grenades. Goes up to 5 grenades. 5 big ones, guys. 5 big ones. It's going boom, boom, boom. It's going to be good. It's going to be good. Grenades. They are very good. They used to be really good ages ago. Was it 106? But 5 grenades this could be a changer. This could be a change because you can lifesteal a lot more. Okay, let's go for the runes anyway. That's a good change though, from 3 to 5 grenades. That's good, and the usual damage is still 95, which is about right. Okay, gas grenades has been buffed. Currently, it's 25% weapon damage. It now goes up to 75 per second for over 3 seconds stand in the area. So straight away, this is good. So you've got 5 grenades now that do an extra 50% damage, which means more lifesteal, more tank and survivability. But that's good. I like this change here for gas grenades. That's pretty cool. Okay, cluster grenades is same weapon damage, still used as fire, but it's now gone from an 8 AoE yard radius to a 36. So cluster grenades is going to fill up most of the screen. It's going to go bang. That's pretty cool. I like that. Cluster grenades is going to be a massive, massive AoE. Okay, it's pretty cool. Okay, Firebomb has been now renamed to Grenade Cache. Instead of a single grenade, it throws out 5 grenades that explode for 95% weapon damage as fire each. Okay, so you can basically just change the damage. So it's not too bad. Okay, Tinkerer. Increase hatred regen to 6 hatred, so that's the second name. Okay, next up is Chakram. Okay, Chakram base rune. Okay, was 170, now deals 200, so 30% DPS buff there. It's not too bad. Still physical as well. Okay, Twin Chakrams has a slight damage buff from 114 to 130, so that's good. Extra damage is always good. Boomerang, an extra 10% buff. Extra 10% DPS, 230 to 240. Serpentine, with one with a slow curve. Not many people use this, but it looks pretty cool. From 230 to 270, so that's quite a nice bit of buff there. Okay, Razor Disc, 187 to 220, so there's a bit of a nice little buff there as well. Shuriken Cloud, this is probably one of the most popular one, where you just surround you in the blades, and your life steals for you and all that sort of stuff. Spinning Sensation Dragon for 120 seconds, so they've buffed it now to 2 minutes, so you got double the time, which is pretty good. Actually, no, sorry, I tell a lie. They're just a tooltip. It's just exactly the same. It's just been changed, okay. And it was from 34 to 50% weapon damage per second. So even though that doesn't sound much, 34 to 50, that extra damage from the 50 is more lifesteal and will keep you up. Because I've always quite liked the Shuriken Cloud when I was playing my Demon. It was pretty cool. I used to play the old tanky spec with the grenades. Okay, Caltrops. Let's have a look. Caltrops, that's the same. Bait the trap. Okay, so that's not with all attacks anymore. Okay, bait traps, pretty much the same. Okay, cluster arrow. Right, guys, this has been changed as well. This is pretty cool. Okay, the cost has been reduced by 10 hatred, from 50 to 40, which is pretty cool. The damage baseline of rune has been increased from 225 to 300%, so 75 increase. That's pretty good. That's pretty nice. And 4 additional miniature bomb grenades that explode for. Okay, so the base that's been buffed as well from 100% to 135. So all those little mini bombs that fire out a cluster arrow have been buffed as well by an initial 35%. So that's pretty cool. So cluster arrow could be viable now at last. Okay, loaded for bear. Loaded for bear has been increased pretty decent actually. from 304, which is live, to 405. So there's going to be some nice burst damage now. And because it costs less hatred, it means you can spam it a bit more as well. So Loaded for Bear was always quite popular, and that's pretty sweet actually. I quite like that. Okay, Shooting Stars. Shooting Stars. Okay, Shooting Stars has been buffed really well. And it fires rockets as well, which is good. And rockets have been buffed. There's a new passive which I'll go to in a minute. And ballistics basically has been buffed. Rockets that come out get a lot more damage. I think it's 50%. I think it's pretty cool. Okay, so let's have a quick look at this. Shooting Stars is live at the moment. It's 175 now. They each deal 300% weapon damage. That's nice. That's physical each as well. So Shooting Stars is going to be good. Very good actually, especially with the rocket buff as well. So that's one to look at now, guys. That might be viable in MP10. You never know. Okay, Cluster Bombs. Cluster Bombs has been buffed as well from 230 damage to 280. Still fire damage. That's pretty good. Damage is always good because the Demon Hunter needs some extra DPS. Okay, Maelstrom. Instead of releasing bombs, release up to 5 shadow tendrils at nearby enemies that each deal. So that's been buffed there from 165 to 225 damage. Still physical, and you again. So they've changed the life percent here. 4% of the damage done, 1% life to enemy hit. Okay, so you just get a flat 1% now. Just rather than 4% damage is done, you now get 1% life per enemy hit. So that's pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty cool actually, it's not bad. Okay, Dazzling Arrow. Enemies hit by the grenades have from 55 to 75% chance to be stunned for 2 seconds. That's quite a massive change actually. Because if you can maintain this, because it's got less hatred to cast now, you could stun lock a lot of enemies, which is pretty cool. I like this, 55 to 75 chance to be stunned and turns into physical. Pretty cool. Okay, Mark for Death next, guys. Let's have a look at this one. Still 3 discipline, 12% extra damage. So base rune is still exactly the same. Okay, Crimson Rune. Let's have a look. 12% damage. That's the same. Okay, Contagion. When the enemy is killed, the ability spreads to the closest 3 enemies within 30 yards, which can affect when chained repeatedly. Ah, that's pretty cool. So rather than spread to 2 enemies, the closest 3 enemies within 30 yards. So you can just spread. It's a bit like the Witch Doctor rune, I guess. Pestilence, isn't it? It's just going to spread around everyone and mark them up. That'd be pretty cool, especially in group play as well, actually. Kill some mobs and bang, they're all marked for death. Okay, what's next? Valley of Death. Okay, that's still pretty much the same. 12-yard radius, yes, still the same. Okay, Mortal Enemy. Let's have a look. Attacks that you and your allies may get some marked damage and generate resources. Oh, okay, this is pretty cool. So they made it so the Demon Hunter is better in group, and you can now generate Fury, Wrath, Spirit, Mana for Wizards and Arcane Power, which is pretty good actually. So they've put a nice group play one here, guys. I quite like this. Generate resources for every character in the bloody game. I like this. This is nice. More enemy rune is really good. Gain resources. So Demon takes 3 hatred, Barbarian takes 2 fury, 2 wrath, 3 spirit. Okay, fucking hell, Witch Doctor's getting 16 mana. You're joking. That's madness. That's huge. 16 mana. Christ, imagine a bear build. Bang, bang, bang. Wizard 4K Arcane Power. That's pretty cool. Okay, Death Toll is exactly the same. Okay, Sentry. Has this been changed? Okay, they've changed the cooldown from 8 seconds to 6 seconds. There's a little buff there. Damage is the same, and last 30 seconds they're still exactly the same. Okay, Chain of Torment. Let's have a look. Chain of Torment is exactly the same. Vigilant Watch has been renamed to Impale Bolt now. Turret fires a bolt with a 100% chance to pierce. Okay. So it always pierces. Okay, that's quite interesting. That's not too bad. I don't know if it's going to be that useful in Inferno, but piercing bolts, not too bad. Spitfire turret is the same. Aid station is the same. Okay, Hunger and Arrow. Everyone in the life's a bit Hunger and Arrow. Base rune is still the same. Okay, Cinder is now renamed to Serrated Arrow. Increases hatred generation to 6, so just a little rename there. Second away the fire dot from it. Okay, Scat Shot is the same. Alabaster Spray of Teeth. Within 10 yards. Okay, so it's pretty much the same. Okay, Smoke Screen is next. 14 discipline, 2-second cooldown. Okay. for 1 second, so you still got that usual thing. Choking gas, 700%, so that's still the same. Healing vapors. Breathe deep is now changed to healing vapors. Regenerate 10% of your life while invisible. Okay, it's not too bad. Special recipe. Remove the display cost, but add a 14-second cooldown. Still the same. Displacement has had a buff. That's quite interesting. Currently, it's 35% movement speed. They've boosted it up to 60. It's almost doubled, and we doubled it. But yeah, so that's been substantially buffed there. Actually, displacement when invisible. That'd be quite good for PvP as well. Actually, get yourself out of harm's way. Sure, that 60% movement speed, you go, you'd be out of there. Pretty cool. It's not too bad. Okay, shadow power. Okay, now this is the one that people are a bit pissed off about. Shadow power, base rating sounds the same, but instead of 15% of all damage done as life return, which it is on live, they've changed it to 826 life per hit for 5 seconds. So you no longer get just 15% of your hit, all your DPS changed over into life. So it's just a flat 826. Okay, so that, I don't think they personally should have changed that. I think they should have left this as it was, personally. Because this is the way Demon Hunters survive most of the time, unless you play the kiting one, of course. But a lot of Demon Hunters did use the Shadow Power and this rune, this here to keep alive. But hopefully, some of the runes make this a bit better. Okay, Nightbane. Nightbane, slow the movement speed of enemies within 30 yards by 60% for 3 seconds. Okay, so you can do it. Okay, Gloom. Everyone used Gloom. They've nerfed Gloom from 35%, which is live at the moment, to 25%. So you guys are going to will take an extra 10% damage. Okay, I know it sucks a bit, especially where they've changed the rune here. But remember, all this is subject to change anyway, so they could just change this back, hopefully. But yeah, for say every hit is now 826 life rather than 15%. So yeah, I think Blizzard should change that back to how it was. I think it's a bit of a mistake on their part there, because it's the only way most Demon Hunters play how they survive, to be honest. Especially with this damage reduction nerf here by 10%. Okay, let's go over to World of Darkness next. Remove the discipline costs, but add a 14-second cooldown. Okay, so you can expand that a little bit. Okay, Blood Moon, increase life per hit gain to, at the moment it's 25%. You can change it to 1,239. So they've put a buff there. In a way, a buff, so you can survive a bit more. But everyone's just going to use Gloom, to be honest. No one's going to use this. Everyone's just going to use Gloom, in my opinion. Okay, Rain of Vengeance is next. Cooldown. Fire massive volley arrows. At the moment, is around you. Now you can target into an area. Okay, so they changed that. Still the same DPS as well. Beastly Bombs is the same. Flying Strike is the same as well. Okay, Elemental Arrow. Have they buffed this? Hopefully they buffed this a little bit. Okay, base runes is the same. Okay, Frost Arrow. Shoot a Frost Arrow that hits an enemy for 170 weapon damage. That's the same. And splits up to 10 additional Frost Arrows. Okay, so that's not too bad. Ball of Lightning. Shoot a Ball of Lightning that electrocutes enemies for 150 weapon damage as lightning. Right, they didn't change that. Thank God they didn't change Ball of Lightning, because that was, everyone uses Ball of Lightning. It's a very good ability. In my opinion, though, it needs a bit of a damage buff. I'd say at least bring that up to about 200, maybe 220, 225 DPS, because I think 155 is too low for his ability. A lot of people use it as an MP10 as well. Ball of Lightning. It could do a little bit of a buff to make it just a little bit more viable. Okay, Screaming Skull, 150 weapon damage fire, that fears enemies, that's pretty much the same. Never Tentacles, blah blah blah, that's the same, I think. Yeah, it's pretty much the same. It's 0.2 your damage dealt as maximum life. Okay, they changed that slightly. Lightning Bolt, shoot electrified bolts for 150 weapon damage lightning that stuns an enemy's 1.5 on critical hit, pretty much the same. Okay, Rapid Fire, guys, I've heard about this, and apparently it's got a huge buff. Okay, Rapid Fire. Bombardment. Rapid fire grenades explode from 414, which is live, to 745% weapon damage as fire to all enemies, and they even buffed the AoE as well, guys, from 8 yards to 11 yards. So straight away, Bombardment Rune Rapid Fire, that's going to be MP10, an MP10 skill. That's going to be useful as well, from 8 yards to 11 yards. That's really, really massive for the Demon Hunter. Massive. They've almost doubled it, for God's sake. That's nice. You're going to see some crazy numbers of demon hunters, guys. Really crazy numbers. That's nice. I like this a lot. Really good. Okay, let's go for the other room and see what else they changed from rapid fire. Looks like rapid fire's got a good significant buff. Okay, rapid fire support still does the usual 2 homing rockets. There's nearby enemies. Withering fire. When you reduce the initial coast by 10, ignite your arrows, that's the same. And web shot, the enemies are slowed by 8%. Okay, so the only real change in rapid fire at the moment of these alpha notes is the DPS here. That is massive there. From 414 to 745. Wow. Bombardment's speed is absolutely ridiculous. Nice. Okay, preparation. Okay, preparation. They've changed it from instantly restore all discipline, and they've changed it to 30 discipline, so you don't get the full bar anymore. Depends how much discipline you got, I guess. Okay, cooldown. Okay, right. Punishment. Restore 125 hatred for 25 discipline. So I've changed that from all hatred to okay, right. I guess changed slightly. That's the same. Battle scars. That's the same. Impale. Okay, impale, guys, has been changed from 25 hatred to 20 hatred. And throw a knife that impales the enemy from 265 damage, which is live, to 360. So that's quite a significant buff there. Almost 100% extra weapon damage there. That's pretty cool. Okay, over penetration is the same. So it's a popular rune actually. So that's quite a nice damage boost. I should quite like that. Impact is the same. Chemical burn is the same. Awareness is now ricochet. Negotiated to no better enemies within. Okay, so made ricochet slightly better. It's now gone from 10 yards to 20 yards. It's pretty cool. Grievous wounds. Okay. Okay, companion. Okay. Okay, so they increased the damage of companion from 38 to 100%. And guys, in the my previous video about the new legendary items, there's now rings that give you an extra 100% pet attack speed and damage. So, and there's also a ring as well that makes the Demon Hunter summon 3 wolves as well. Rather than summon 1 wolf companion, you have up to 3. So you have some of these other rings on, say the attack speed or the extra 100% damage. Maybe these pets could actually be useful in like inferno farming. Maybe having 3 dogs at the same time would be pretty cool. You have a little pack of hounds that run around and they chase mobs down and bites them and good stuff. Lots of different builds there they can do now, guys, from the gear. Interesting. Okay, let's go through the runes in for companions. The companion's been boosted up from 38 to 100. Spider companion. Companion attacks for 120% of weapon damage is physical. Wow, 120%. That's pretty good. And he's got the usual slow. Okay, boar companion. Some 60% of your weapon damage is physical. And the boar increases your life regen. Okay, so increase your life regen from 310 with the boar companion to 826. That's quite a good, significant buff there. That's quite nice. And increases your resistance to all damage types by 15%. Okay, so you could use the pick then to be slightly tankier. Not bad knife regen. I quite like that. Okay, wolf companion. This is what I was talking to you about, guys. Summon a wolf companion that attacks for currently 94, and it goes up to 150% weapon damage as physical. So if you get that new ring that's going to drop in loot 2.0, you can have 3 of these wolves up, then get that other ring as well on top, and make your pets either attack 100% faster or have extra 100% weapon damage. So yeah, you can have a little pet Zerg sort of build on the wolf companion on your Demon Hunter. Be pretty cool actually. I look forward to that. Okay, that companion, everyone uses this for the hatred regen. Still 38%. And chance you, yeah, so that companion is exactly the same. It's no different. And what about the ferret? Ferret, 50%, weapon damage physical, and okay, so ferret change. So the main change then is boar with the extra life regen, and the wolf companion has been bumped up in quite a lot of DPS. Yeah, it won't be viable with just 1, but if you get that magical ring that gives you 3 wolves, that'd be really, really cool. It's a lot of damage actually, 450% weapon damage. It's a lot of damage. You're good in PvP actually, you have the pack of wolves running around killing people. Nice. Okay, let's have a look at Strafe. Strafe. Okay, 12 hatred still. Shoot enemies. Okay, this has been buffed. Pretty decent, almost double buff. At the moment, live is 156. It's now gone to 280. Wow. Basically, this is now the new Whirlwind Barbarian. That changed there is massive. 280 weapon damage. Fucking hell, man. That is good. Okay, let's have a look at Demolition. So if you know you use Demolition rune, the damage has gone up from 187 to 240. And the weapon damage to enemies have been boosted up in yard radius from 9 yards to 16 yards. That's a massive buff. That's really, really good. Ember Strafe, okay, now deals. That's pretty good. It was 65% weapon damage, now 160% as fire over 2 seconds. So that's pretty cool as well. That's very nice buff, actually. Very nice buff. That'd be actually pretty much a good one to use now. So Strafe on the mobs and just leave a trail of fire around them, and let them cook for 160%. It's pretty cool. Looks like Strafe is going to be a very, very much used rune now in MP10, especially with 280. That's just fantastic. Okay, Rocket Storm. Homing rockets that at the moment are 60% weapon damage. They go up to 140% weapon damage. That's really, really good as well, especially with the ballistics buff, which we'll go through in a second. Okay, that's pretty cool. Singing Steel is the same. Okay, so guys, Strafe is fantastic. The base rune has been changed. That's just going to make it so. I really love Strafe, but when I hit Inferno with my Demon Hunter, I found it just didn't do enough damage to warrant to be on the bar. Now, I reckon you're going to see a lot of Strafe Demon Hunters running around once this goes live. Hopefully, this stays the way it is, and we can use something decent actually, because you can kite with this rune as well, which is really good. You can kite and DPS at the same time. Excellent. Basically, this is a new barbarian. New barbarian now, pretty much. Okay, let's go to Evasive Fire. Evasive Fire looks like it's pretty much the same. Shoots a bit of bolts, and every 3 seconds. Okay, so change that a little bit. Okay, Hardened is the same. Covering Fire is the same. Parting Gift. Parting Gift's got a little buff. The Poison Bomb now explodes from 55 weapon damage to 150, so that's pretty cool. And they've nerfed the yard AoE from 12 yards to 10 yards. Okay, fair enough. And poison damage. Okay, Surge is the same as well. Okay, guys, this next ones are the new abilities for the Demon Hunter that's coming into the Reaper of Souls expansion. Okay, Single Out. Gain 20% critical chance against enemies who are more than 20 yards away from you, 20 yards away from other enemies. So that's pretty cool. And it's 20% critical chance. That's massive, actually. It's quite a lot of away from other enemies. That's pretty cool. 20% critical chance is pretty cool. Okay, well, next one is Awareness. Gain 4% dodge every second. This bonus is reset 1 second after you successfully dodge an attack. Okay, so 4% dodge every second. So you could charge it up. You could charge up your dodge, and you're pretty much immune for an attack or two, wouldn't you? That's pretty interesting. 4% dodge is massive as well. Okay, Takeoff. Gain 20% movement speed. Increase every 1 second you remain stationary. Stack it up to 3 times. What? This bonus is reset 5 seconds after you move. Wow! So you're going to run around like a lunatic. 20%, 60% movement speed buff. 5 seconds after you move. That's pretty cool. That's not too bad. Interesting. So basically, say you was using that new bombardment skill, you're sitting there, you're stationary, you've got this new movement speed charged up. You can blow up all the mobs around you. Then once you kill them, you've got this 60% movement speed buff. Then go boom and run to the next pack, make for efficient farming. Take off. Interesting. Okay, this is the main new ability, guys, that people have been talking about. Shadow Wall. Description: 10-second cooldown. Summons a wall impassable by enemies between 2 pillars for 6 seconds. Enemies near the pillars are slowed by 60%. So it's a good kiting spell, which is good for a Demon Hunter. Okay, what runes have we got then? Great Wall increases the maximum width of the wall by 50%. Okay, so that's huge. It's going to be massive. Okay, Buffer Zone. Enemies between you and the wall are knocked back past the wall when you summon it. So you've got a massive AoE knockback. So you can use this as an escape tool. If you get cornered, you just go click, and boom, you get all pushed back. So that's pretty cool. Okay, Wall of Pain. Rather than the impassable wall, summon a shadow wall that slows the enemy speed by 60% and causes them to take 15% additional damage. That's massive. A snare, an extra 15% damage. Straight away, Demon Hunters were using this in a group play. I mean, everyone just kite the mobs around this massive wall and take an extra 15% damage. That's huge, huge. That's massive room for a Demon Hunter. Massive room. Okay, what else we've got? Electric Fence. Rather than impassable wall, you create an electric field that charges 1 second after enemies enter and stunning all nearby enemies for 3 seconds. AoE stun fence, guys. That's pretty cool. 3 second stun is a long time as well. A long time. This will be great for trash farming as well. So we've got 2 decent ones here. 50% extra damage or stun one. pretty cool. Stun one. This one here, the 3-second stun, would be great for that new bombardment rune. Really good for that bombardment because it almost got doubled in new DPS. So this would be really good for this. Drop that wall, then drop bombardment on them. Bloody hell, it's going to kill. Really nice. Okay, and last rune is Speed Gate. Gain 30% movement speed for 3 seconds while you pass through the wall. Oh, that's not too bad if you're doing speed runs or whatever. Or you just want to have your group of people, running around the map really quickly. It's only got a 10-second cooldown as well, which is pretty good. So you can make your team zoom around the map really, really quickly. Pretty cool. What do you think, guys, of the new Demon Hunter changes? Remember, these are alpha notes, so all this is subject to change. And that's it at the moment then, guys. Just as usual, please like and subscribe, and as soon as I've got some more info, I should keep you guys posted. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.